Coming up on WFT Midday, President Donald Trump gave his address to Congress last night. The clash between Democrats and the president.
Plus, guns on college campuses. A proposed bill in the Florida Senate could legalize concealed carry on school properties.
Rain is ending this afternoon, but the WFT weather team is tracking another weather marker for this weekend. WFT Midday starts right now.
Watching WUFT Midday.
Strong storms passed through north central Florida this morning. Take a look outside our studio. You can see all that rain it brought in. We're going to be seeing a lot of winds as that storm continues to go by.
The Florida Forest Service even says it won't authorize any burns in our area today because of those wind gusts. The service says these conditions could intensify the spread of wildfires.
This is WFT Midday. I'm Jessica Wilkinson.
And I'm Kade Sowers. We're continuing to track the weather in our area. UF's meteorologist William Maxham has what you can expect from the weather for the rest of your day and the week.
Yeah, Kade, showers are kind of winding down across Alachua County, but still a little bit of light rain around Micanopy and some light to moderate rain in Ocala. The heaviest stuff just has moved east to Palatka and moving into the St. Augustine area. Nothing severe now, but wind gusts still could be in the neighborhood of 60 miles an hour. We have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms across northeastern Florida through the rest of the day today, but skies will be clearing as we get later into the afternoon. That front moves out. Our next weather maker is this guy. It's going to bring us rain over the weekend, but before that, we're going to get kind of chilly. Temperatures will move out of the 70s into the 50s by 11 o'clock, and later tonight, it's going to be into the middle 40s, a very chilly overnight. Temperatures going to be even colder early Friday morning, but the weekend will bring us another round of rain. We'll track those heavier rain showers through the weekend coming up in a few minutes.
And with the cold, we're going to be getting Gainesville is activating its cold night shelter program. Families, women, and children can get temporary shelter at St. Francis House. Individual adults can go to Grace Marketplace. With temperatures dropping below 45 degrees, the program will stay active throughout the weekend.
Now let's head over to national news. President Donald Trump addressed Congress Tuesday night, saying the start of his second term is the most successful in history. NBC's Jay Gray has more on what the president promised for the next 4 years.
President Trump walks into the House chamber with a raised fist, beginning his address with a bold declaration.
America is back.
He describes his return to the Oval Office as a mandate.
From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action.
That met with loud protests from Democrats.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions.
Texas Representative Al Green refusing to sit down and ultimately led out of the Capitol. Democratic lawmakers holding signs wearing pink jackets in yellow and blue in support of Ukraine. Midday sitting with recently fired federal employees as the president celebrates his initiative to slash the cost, size, and scope of the federal government that cost many their job.
And I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
He defends 25% tariffs taking effect today on imports from Canada and Mexico and doubling the 10% tariff on goods from China, despite significant drops in the markets amid concerns of a trade war and continuing inflation and price hikes.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
The president pledging to end the war in Ukraine, announcing President Zelensky has reached out.
I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine.
And he's asking for additional funding from Congress for border security and deportations, promising the lightning pace of change that's marked his return to the White House will continue. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
The White House says President Trump will not tour the country, promoting his agenda after the address. He did one of these tours during his first term, which is typical for a president to do. And breaking news, Representative Sylvester Turner has died. Turner was at the presidential address last night. He just took office as a Texas representative weeks ago. In a statement, Houston Mayor John Whitmer says he was a remarkable public servant who impacted millions of people. He was 70 years old.
Today, President Trump announced a $100 billion investment from Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing. The money will go toward building new chip manufacturing plants in the U.S. over the next 4 years. After previously delaying for 30 days, the president also says that tariffs on Canada and Mexico are still set to take effect tomorrow. President Trump says this move will keep industry in the United States.
I mean, it's going to be very costly for people to take advantage of this country. They can't come in and steal our money and steal our jobs and take our factories and take our businesses and expect not to be punished.
We'll tell you more about how these tariffs will be affecting you in a few minutes.
Tax season is here, and you might be waiting longer for your refund. The Associated Press says the IRS is preparing to cut as much as half of its staff. Federal tax collector already laid off more than 7,000 probationary employees in February. The move is part of the Trump administration's effort to shrink the size of the federal government. With these cuts, the IRS could lead to understaffing, which delays your refund and slows customer service. However, it's not clear when the next layoffs will take place. The IRS has not commented.
A Florida Senate bill could allow people to bring guns to college campuses. If passed, the bill would allow people to carry weapons and firearms on school property. This includes school-sponsored events and school buses. It is currently being reviewed by the Criminal Justice Committee. Florida State Senator Randy Fine filed the bill. He says adults should have the right to protect themselves on campus. Some of the weapons allowed include swords, guns, razor blades, and pocket knives. Senator Fine wants the bill to give students the same rights they have on campus as they do off. The Department of Law Enforcement could prohibit firearms in sporting and athletic events if the bill passes. The bill would go into effect July 1st if it passes.
Florida now has its first confirmed case of measles. The case was reported in Miami-Dade County. Officials say a student from Miami Palmetto High School was diagnosed Tuesday. The school plans to hold an immunization drive for next week for unvaccinated students. This comes as more reports of measles outbreaks across the country with at least 100 diagnoses. And a mobile home caught fire in Marion County. The fire broke out a little after 10 p.m. on Monday. You can see the home in smoke and flames on Monday night. The home was completely engulfed in flames when fire rescue arrived. It took the crew almost an hour to put the fire out, but no one was injured. The cause of the fire is still being investigated.
And just this morning, a deadly crash took place in Marion County. A 73-year-old man was walking on State Road 40 when he was hit by a pickup truck. The driver said he didn't see him walking. Marion County Fire says the man was dead at the scene. We'll keep you updated with what we know. A man was shot in Alachua Tuesday night. He was shot in the leg around 5 p.m. His injuries are not deadly. The shooter drove away from the man who was caught on Highway 441. Alachua police say a verbal fight led to the shooting. The shooter is now in jail.
Registration for the Alachua County Eco Chase Challenge is now open for residents. The 3-month-long scavenger hunt aims to encourage eco-friendly habits. It also features a $2,000 reward for the winners. So if you're looking to play, let's take a look at the rules. Teams of 5 can compete in challenges across the country to promote sustainability, recycling, and waste reduction. From March through May, you can answer trivia questions, attend community events, and visit eco-friendly locations. There will also be bonus prizes throughout the games like gift cards and gift baskets. Team registration closes at 50 teams, so don't wait to register.
SpaceX says it's expanding its Starship operations in Florida on Monday. Governor Ron DeSantis says he welcomes the expansion. SpaceX says the move will bring production and launch capabilities to a new facility at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Starship is almost in a $2 billion of capital investment by 2030. A press release says it will be the first rapid and reusable launch vehicle. The NASA SpaceX mission will one day bring crew and supplies to Mars.
We saw thunderstorms earlier today, and the wind is picking up speed right now. Let's take a look at traffic on I-75 before Meteorologist tells us how the wind will affect you. You know, you can see from our I-75 camera into Gainesville from Paynes Ferry, we are seeing some lingering clouds from this storm from this morning. So be safe when driving on the wet roads. Now let's head over to UF meteorologist William Maxham with what you can expect later.
Yeah, looking at that camera shot, we could see things drying out in the immediate part of I-75 close to the Gainesville area, and we haven't seen rain here for about 20 minutes, so that lines up. But radar still lighting up from St. Augustine just south of Black and Crescent City, picking up some heavy rain, little lightning and thunder as well. All this stuff going to be moving offshore in the next hour or so. We'll be clearing out slowly, and the winds are going to take over for the rest of the afternoon. Right now it's 65 in Gainesville. It is 61. Ocala 68. It's our current temperature in the Villages. I think we're going to see temperatures getting into the upper 70s before that cooler air arrives into the later part of the afternoon and evening. Over campus, we can already see some of that blue sky beginning to poke through the clouds. Temperatures, again, mid-60s, that wind starting to pick up, but I think it's going to be about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon where we see those gusts approaching 30 miles an hour out of the west to southwest. And temperatures, yeah, you would think they would get cooler behind our front, but there's going to be a bit of a lag before that cooler air gets here. So we'll see an uptick in the temperatures from our of about 10 degrees from their current levels to the highs about 76 in Gainesville. There'll be plenty of sun this afternoon. Those winds have already picked up around the Tallahassee area where they saw the strong thunderstorms move through around the 7 o'clock hour this morning. Wind gusts around 30 miles an hour there, 10 to 15 mile an hour wind gusts in the immediate area of north central Florida. Again, these winds will be picking up as we get later into the evening and overnight. The rains are moving away. Futurecast shows this front pulling offshore, and we have a clear sky overhead. By about 7 or 8 o'clock this evening, there'll be a couple lingering clouds. No big deal there. Rain not coming for a little while, but it is just a little while. We have another round of rain coming from this system. It's on the west coast now, but it will be our next weather maker. It's going to be moving over the Rockies and then kind of redeveloping another area of low pressure along the Gulf Coast. So that's going to bring us some showers by the weekend. I think we're going to see the majority of Saturday be dry, however, but the rain chances will increase into the afternoon and evening Saturday. Rain could be heavy at times, especially early Sunday as this low pressure area passes through, and I wouldn't rule out a lingering shower holding on all the way into Monday. So the weekend looks wet, but before then it's going to be chilly. Overnight lows will be into the mid 40s tonight, and tomorrow we're looking at temperatures that are only going to rise up into the low 60s. The wind doesn't go away. Our winds are going to be gusting to around 20 miles an hour tomorrow, so it definitely will feel quite chilly. Those low 60s are probably going to feel like the 50s. It is jacket weather for sure tomorrow, and tomorrow night into Friday. Temperatures are going to be as cold as maybe the upper 30s in a few spots. So early Friday morning, definitely very cold. The weekend, at least it's mild, but it is going to be rainy. Those rain chances pick up at the end of our Saturday, and then we're looking at rain through the majority of the day on Sunday. Temperatures into the low 70s. Looking ahead into next week, well, we do have a small chance of a few lingering showers in the early part of the week, and temperatures, well, they're not going to be exceptionally warm. We're below average to start with, but the numbers get a little more comfortable and pleasant by the middle of the week, and we're looking at a return of some 80-degree warmth by the middle of next weekend. But before it warms up next week, it is going to be chilly, especially into the early morning hours tomorrow morning and Friday morning. Friday, again, it could be into the 30s before you head out the door.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Azul Medina con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Cerca de 500 personas se reunieron en el centro de Gainesville ayer para protestar contra la administración del presidente Donald Trump. La protesta formaba parte de un acto nacional de 50-51, un movimiento organizado por voluntarios independientes. Los manifestantes expresaron su preocupación por asuntos como la influencia de los multimillonarios en el gobierno. No hubo contraprotestas y tampoco estuvieron presentes agentes de la ley y el orden. El representante de Nueva York, Adriano Espaillat, dio réplica demócrata al discurso de Trump, destacando temas migratorios. Espaillat criticó las políticas de Trump, incluyendo el decreto de inglés como lengua oficial y los esfuerzos por limitar las ayudas humanitarias. El representante argumentó que las políticas migratorias de Trump fomentan el miedo y pidió una nueva ley migratoria para asegurar las fronteras, proteger a los Dreamers y mantener las familias unidas. Trump destacó su agenda migratoria, incluyendo la emergencia nacional y los planes de deportación masiva. La República Dominicana confisca armas y miles de cartuchos destinados hacia Haití desde Miami. Agentes dominicanos confiscaron cerca de 50 armas, pistolas y rifles, acompañados por 30,000 cartuchos, Oficiales confirman que el 90% de armas son importadas ilegalmente desde los Estados Unidos. Sin embargo, la situación sigue bajo investigación. En las últimas 2 semanas, el aumento de pandillas ha causado que 25.000 haitianos huyan del país y alrededor de 500 han fallecido debido a esta violencia. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
Trump administration could make a trade announcement today. As we mentioned earlier, the tariffs could hurt U.S. companies who are the ones paying duties on imports. This could lead to higher prices for you. Amy Kiley tells us about the impacts and the deal.
These tariffs, I think, are hopefully temporary.
President Donald Trump could unveil trade deals with Mexico and Canada as soon as today. That's according to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick speaking to Fox Business. A source says Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister are talking today, and Vice President J.D. Vance is set to visit the southern border. Lutnick says the deals probably won't mean pausing the 25% tariffs on Mexican and nearly all Canadian goods that started yesterday.
All of our wholesalers are letting us know, hey, the prices are going to go up.
Some businesses say they'll have to raise prices due to those tariffs and a now 20% duty on Chinese imports. Target CEO tells CNBC its produce could cost more starting this week, since a lot of it is from Mexico. Best Buy's CEO warns of price hikes too, because it gets many electronics from Mexico and China. Other retailers echo those statements.
We're going to have to raise our prices.
The impact to the vehicle is anywhere from $8,000 to even $12,000 per vehicle.
Mexico's president says she plans to announce retaliatory measures Sunday. Canada is imposing a 25% tariff on some U.S. goods now, with plans to include more later.
We will be united, and we will fight back, and we will win.
Some Trump voters say they hope he'll keep his campaign promise to lower prices.
I'm willing to give him the time because I feel he'll be able to do it.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A well-known restaurant in Gainesville suddenly closed its doors. Customers who frequent TGI Fridays say they were blindsided to find out it shut down with no prior notice. Those who arrived for a meal were caught off guard. There's a sign posted stating the restaurant closed and thanked customers for being valued guests.
Sad, like now I just gotta go to my other spot all the time, and this is my #1 spot, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Around the country, there have been reports of other locations closing too. The popular chain filed for bankruptcy last year.
Target is facing a 40-day consumer boycott over the company's shift away from diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. The boycott started Wednesday, which is also the first day of Lent. Prominent Atlanta area megachurch pastors started the boycott. This comes a month after Target said it was making changes to its DEI programs. The company was once a leading advocate for DEI. Now, Target faces pressure from tariffs and consumer pullback. Target has made no comment about the boycott.
If you're looking to expand your Apple universe, don't worry. Just days after announcing a new and cheaper smartphone, Apple has unveiled its latest iPad Air. Apple says the new iPad Air is built for Apple Intelligence. It will be available in 2 sizes and 4 colors. The iPad Air is available for pre-order now and will be released on March 12th. Apple also announced a new Magic Keyboard. The company says the keyboard attaches magnetically to the iPad. The Magic Keyboard is also available in 2 sizes, but only comes in white.
Now that we're nearing the end of our show, it's time to get over to WFT's First at 5 anchor Juan Carlos Chowie. What's coming up later today on Channel 5?
Well, Jessica and Kade, today's show is a bit of a serious one. Let's take a look at what's coming up. Kicking off our show, weather conditions and a storm that's passing through Florida later tonight. Then a 911 call that shut down the Butler Plaza Walmart on Saturday. Finally, a home invasion in Lakeland goes south. All these stories and more coming up on First at 5 later today.
Well, you're certainly right, Chowie. A lot of those stories do sound serious, especially that storm that's about to roll through.
Yeah. Thankfully, we have our lovely weatherman here. Please tell us a little bit more about what we can expect.
Well, it is going to get cold. You know, the rain is going to be ending, and tonight temperatures are going to be falling with some blustery winds into the mid-40s. And Friday morning going to be even colder, right around 40 degrees. Some spots are going to be into the upper 30s, I think, early Friday morning. But temperatures rebound. We're seeing rain, though, returning over the weekend as temperatures move into the 70s.
Thanks for joining us here today at WFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We'll see you later today for First at 5 on Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.